All right, you guys, welcome to another training. My name is Divine Nawaga, and today we're going to talk about why your audience trusts you, but they're still not buying. So I'm excited to get into this. So, pretty much, if you're an educational creator, an educational YouTuber, and your audience clearly trusts you, you have a ton of people in your audience who watch your content, are subscribed to you, following you, they're engaging, they're commenting, everything, but they're still not buying. This video is going to be for you because the problem is probably not that your audience does not like you enough. That's really the truth of the matter. They're engaging with your stuff. They're liking all your stuff. They're commenting on all your stuff. You're getting a whole bunch of DMs. It's probably not that you also need way more views because really, it's not really a views problem. A lot of the time, the real problem is very, very, very much simpler. Your audience trusts you, but the thing that you're selling is not aligned enough with their exact pains and problems. Or the path to actually buying the thing that you're selling is just too weak. So, by the end of this video, I want to show you why trust alone does not create sales and what actually has to be in place before buying starts to happen. Because most creators' businesses are unfortunately leaky buckets. They're pouring in all of this attention, trust, and followers in the form of water into this bucket with so many holes, and these holes are leaking out in the form of money. Because the thing of the matter is, trust is not the same as buying. A lot of creators misread what is happening. They think that my audience trusts me, so if they are not buying, maybe they just do not want to help. Or maybe I just need more attention first. But that is usually the wrong read, and really, honestly, for the most part, for 99% of creators who have thousands of people in their audience, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, it is 100% the wrong read. Trust, of course, we know this. Trust is a requirement for sales. We know that. Like, no one's going to just buy from you or invest into you if they don't trust you. But it is not the full mechanism to what requires to call somebody to buy from you, as in, AKA, it is not the full mechanism of sales. Like, trust is not the only thing that causes somebody to buy from you. Someone can trust you, enjoy your content, root for you, and just still not buy. That's the truth of the matter. Why, though? Because buying doesn't just happen because they trust you, because trust exists. Buying happens when the right problem, the right offer, and the right path finally connect together in a beautiful assortment. So if your audience trusts you but is not buying, that does not automatically mean that they do not want to buy. It just usually means that something inside the business behind the channel 100% is broken. And it usually has to do with these three problems I just mentioned: the right problem, the right offer, and the right path. So one of my clients, one of our partners at D-Ways Acquisition, Cecil, he proves this perfectly. The controller, great. I mean, look at how many people are subscribed to his channel. Look how many people are subscribed to his channel. Look how many videos he's posted. Look at the audience he has amassed over time. Cecil already had a real audience, tons of trust, tons of strong trust. He already had people who liked him a lot, but the buying was still weak. And I mean, look, so many comments are very insightful. Thank you, boss, bro, a genius. You nailed it. This is a must watch for all music slash lyrics writers. Can you imagine somebody commenting saying like this is a must watch? Literally, you have to watch this. So he had all these people commenting on all these different types of stuff and giving him all this engagement, but buying was just still weak. Like he was not making no money, and he had all these comments under his videos. The first lesson is that trust will get you attention, of course. Trust is going to get you attention, love, engagement, but trust is not, and it says does not automatically get you conversion, but trust alone is just not going to get you conversion, period. That's why someone's saying, oh, ooh, my audience, they trust me. It's just not enough. Like, it's not the full picture. The better question to actually ask yourself is what are they actually being asked to buy and how are they being led there? So, what is it actually that you want to sell to them and how are they actually being led to the thing that you're selling? Because a weak offer can kill sales even when trust is high. A lot of creators, for the most part, if you're watching this, are already selling something: a workshop, a low ticket community, a mid ticket course, maybe even high ticket, like one of our other partners, Dusty and Aaron, who are already selling something very high ticket, but we're not making sales from it. You just are probably not selling the right thing. That's the truth of the matter. You may be selling the wrong problem, the wrong promise, the wrong format, or the right thing in the wrong way. So there's multiple problems that could like come up with, in terms of a weak offer and not selling the right thing. And we'll dive into what these things are. But yeah, like you could be selling the wrong problem. You might have the wrong thing that you're actually promising. It could be in the wrong format. Like maybe you're selling something very, very cheap for a very, very important problem. So people feel as if it's not worth investing into because it's not actually solving the problem all the way. And this was actually a part of Cecil's issue too. So he had very, very little things he was selling. He did have a couple of things. And the things that he was selling were just not built on strong foundations. Like no real market research underneath what he was selling. No sharp, like, this is the painful problem my audience wants solved badly enough. So even though people trusted him, the offer itself was just not aligned enough to convert hard. So he was selling this beforehand, like editing, content creation, account management with these AI stock photos. Like, come on, like it's just not serious. You're not there, there's no illuminance or luminance to a actual problem being solved by the editing or the content creation or the account management. This is just all completely over the place. Like Cecil is a piano educator. Why would he be selling editing and content creation and account management services when his main thing is piano? He's excellent at the piano. He's excellent at getting people to be great at the piano. So, like, you can kind of see the difference. Like, he just said, like, editing and content creation is not a problem that's being solved. It's just a service. Like there's no real market research based around the fact that, hey, I'm offering these things. Versus where now this is how Cecil's channel looks right now. He helps serious adult pianists who feel stuck in the keys finally play with confidence, flow, and emotion. So you can kind of see the specificity now of who he's targeting, how he helps them, what he's helping them with. If you're a serious adult pianist who wants to stop freezing and finally play with confidence, etc., 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 you can see kind of how specific now his audience and the thing that he actually is selling to his audience is. And this is the brutal truth that creators actually just need to hear, because trust is not going to save a weak offer. If the thing being sold is not tied to a real, painful, desired problem that they actually want solved, people can love you and they will still not move. They will be in limbo. They will not take any action towards the thing that you are selling, because the thing that you are selling is not the thing that they actually want solved, or the thing that you're selling doesn't actually solve the thing that they want solved. Does that make sense? So people still also need a path to buy. So this is also where a lot of creators lose the sale without realizing it, because you might even have something like where you have the knowledge and understanding that, hey, okay, I can't just sell a service. I can't just sell something like that I think people want. I can't just kind of sell or put up something and hope for people to buy. You probably understand certain principles around sales and saying and understand that, hey, you actually need to have a proper offer installed into your channel for people to actually want to buy. Of course, it's an offer. But you can have a great offer and understand this, and the path to actually buy that offer just be so messy and confusing and just not clean and simple for your audience to actually understand. So this is where a lot of creators actually lose the sale without realizing it, because even if the audience is interested, there still has to be a path for them to go from interested in your offer and interested in your content and interested in your ability to help solve their problems to, hey, let me invest into this so I can actually solve my problem. So basically, knowing they have a problem to buying your stuff. So a path that is simple, that makes buying simple and honestly buying really, really inevitable, is going to be buyer positioned content. This is going to be specifically the actual content that you create, as in, is it activating people's specific triggers psychologically in their brain that makes them want to actually make a purchasing decision? Like, are you handling objections? Are you kind of mirroring kind of their gaps and symptoms and situation that they're specifically going through in their current reality? You have clear call to actions throughout your videos, throughout your channel, and throughout your ecosystem that allows people to have very, very simple next steps and instructions to purchase something that you're selling. Like, for example, if we go to Cecil, there's only a couple of things. If we actually click on this full entire specific about section, it's literally saying, hey, if you're a serious adult pianist, yada yada yada, click this. And the click this is to go to Cecil's waiting list. Simple as that. It's very, very simple, very, very clear. And every single video under that he creates as well, like the description, is also the exact same call to action. We want to make things as simple as possible. So, of course, then you need to nurture people. Like, are you following up with people? Do you have emails in place? Do you have automation? These are all things that, because we all know that not everybody's going to buy from you just right away. So what? When someone isn't ready to buy, you just let them go into the weeds and go find somebody else to buy from when they're ready? No. You get their information, then you nurture them and give them value, and not convince them, but over time they become invested into wanting to buy from you. Because right now they might not be ready, but in the future they definitely will be. And if you have all these systems in place that allow somebody to convert and buy your stuff over time, dude, buying from you becomes simple. So not only does the path need to be simple, as in, like, you need to just have a clear path from content to actually purchasing, but you also need a system that moves someone from interest to purchase over time for the people who aren't ready to purchase right at that very moment. And Cecil did not have any of these things. No real newsletter strategy for like emails and nurturing over time. No real automations that move people forward in the next step of purchasing from you and the next step of making a purchasing decision over time. No pre-call flows that educate and actually allow the buyer to understand what you sell, what you offer, why you created it, your offer, your story, who else has also gotten results from the thing that you're selling as well, and just no cohesive buyer journey. Like a lot of creators, for someone to buy their product, they have to go through this link and this subsection of their website and this description. Like, no, you just need one simple clean path. And if you have a cohesive buyer journey, like why do you want to make it confusing for the people who are in your audience? You want to make it as simple as possible for them to get to the next step, aka buying your stuff. So even if somebody liked Cecil and wanted help, there was just no strong system making buying feel clear, easy, and natural. And this is where creators get stuck because they build the audience, but they never build the road from trust to transaction. And I am going to say this very, very clearly. This is one of the most important levers when it comes to not only just making real money from your creator business, but actually unlocking time and creative freedom as well. Because why would you want to just your money being completely and solely based on how much content you post, how active you are on social media? You want to be able to have creative freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and work freedom. You want to be able to work on the things that you actually want to work on. You need systems in place that where people can invest into you, people can buy into you, and people can get great results from you without you having to be 100% on your A game and S game like all the time. This is what actually allows you to be a creator who runs a business who their content serves their offer serves their product serves their launches also then go right back and serve your content. Everything should be cohesive. You shouldn't have to be a rat in a treadmill who needs to post all the time just to make money. That is not real freedom. That is not having and running a real creator business. And this is the trap that we obviously are trying to escape from and get all of our partners to escape from because I mean it's not serving you. So this is the thing. If you don't build a road from trust to transaction, people are just going to stay fans. They don't become buyers. And this is just an example of like a winning, for example, kind of funnel slash page that somebody would go into to where they see this offer and now they want to make a purchasing decision. And even if they don't make a purchasing decision, we still capture their information so that they can make a purchasing decision over time. And you don't need a complicated website, a complicated place that you send people to, like after you tell them, hey, buy my thing in the link to my description. It can be simple. It could just be as simple as, hey, are you ready to stop feeling stuck at the piano in the next 120 days? Hey, are you ready to finally lose 15 to 20 pounds and 2+ inches in the next 90 days? This piano offer made 10K in 6 days. This losing weight offer made 28K in 4 days. So it can be as simple as that. And we have workflows in place that allow somebody, like once they enter some of these workflows, they get converted and want to buy your stuff over time. Not everybody's going to be ready. So we need to make sure that we can capture the information and nurture them and convert them over time so that when they are ready, we're right there waiting for them. Funnels, pipelines, you need all these things. These are all things that capture lead information, capture the information of the people in your audience so that the buying journey is just simple. Even if they're not ready right there and then, when they are ready in the future, these three mechanisms right here, these three systems allow for somebody to, once they enter into your ecosystem, to eventually purchase from you because they're eventually getting nurtured and converted over time. So buying will start when these three things finally connect. Buying will start to happen when three things line up. The problem is clear, the offer is aligned, the path to buying is strong. And this is what changed actually for Cecil. We fixed all these foundations. We made sure the problem that he was solving was clear. We made sure the offer that he was solving was aligned with his audience. We made sure the path to actually buying was just simple. Simple beats complexity. Simple can still also be strong. So the audience actually now finally understands what the real problem is, what the offer solves, and why it made sense to invest into him. And that's when buying started making sense because it's not because he started getting more trusts and more engagement and all this stuff. In fact, Cecil posted less than he did beforehand. But it's because the right problem, the right offer, and the right path finally just connected together. And that's the actual game. Because trust, yes, that's going to make people listen. That's going to make people actually, invest it into you as a person and your brand. But alignment and systems is what actually makes people buy. Like actually hitting on the psychological triggers in their brain actually cause them to want to make a purchasing decision. And this is literally today. Cecil just texted me today. I wish I didn't put the date, but this was like literally not even a couple hours ago. He locked one of his students into a $250 a month retainer. And I'm not saying this is crazy results. We're trying to get it to a point where he's charging a lot more per month for retainers and stuff like that. But this is literally what happens when you actually are able to not have to rely solely on your trust and your content. When you actually build systems behind your content to where now this person who hopped on this $250 a month retainer paid him $3,000 already. He still wants to come back for more because, of course, what we have done is allowed for the experience in the product to actually be amazing. And now he still wants things solved like in regards to piano. So of course, it's just a natural next step for Cecil to offer him something to fix his other problems that did not get solved in the mentorship, the original 3K offer in the $250 a month retainer. And Cecil actually just came off the back of a 6K week as well, really posting 1 to 2 times a week. Cecil's not posting crazy amount of content. It's not like his trust magically blew up overnight. No, we just have systems in place that allow for one to make money without you having to show up all the time. And I mean, off the result of that, and I'm telling you, we're not even going that crazy. Like Cecil isn't even that consistent with what we're talking about here in this screenshot, which is appointment setting. But he just got off a 6K week when just when he just started being consistent with it. And this is the main thing that actually changed for Cecil. Cecil had 67K YouTube subscribers, but he was only doing about $800 a month from AdSense. No validated monetization. After market research, offer creation, and a simple funnel, we did $10,000 in 6 days with multiple 1K to 3K buyers. This is for a piano offer, man. He's helping people get better at the piano. You can probably extrapolate and imagine what is possible for you and your niche and your channel. His own quote says the whole entire thing, the whole entire premise of kind of what I see really when I talk to educational creators. I knew I had the knowledge. I knew people wanted it. I just didn't know how to package it and sell it. It's simple as that. He has the trust. He has the knowledge. He has the engagement built up. He knows people wants it, but he just doesn't know how to actually package it and put it into something that can get good results for his customers and his students, but also get good results for him financially and also time freedom wise, and also the fact that he's able to now grow as a creator. So before 67K subs, $800 a month from AdSense, no validated monetization, like we said earlier. Like he was just really kind of selling editing and account management. Like nobody cares about that. People care about painful problems that can be solved. He had strong trust but weak conversion. And this is actually a direct quote from him. I can even show you the kind of revenue I get on the main channel for you to see like how transparent I am. It doesn't hit 1K. It barely hits 800. Chasing sponsorships and brand deals. And it was from companies he didn't even want to work with, as well as these companies weren't even paying him that much to even promote their products in the first place. And he was working crazy amount of hours, like 10 hours a day editing videos for less than a 1K a month. I really hope you watching this, that's not your situation. But after proper market research, after a strong offer is implemented, after a simple but strong funnel is implemented, I mean, 10K in 6 days, multiple 1K to 3K buyers. We made 4K in 1 week in his first launch, 10K in 6 days with 100 leads in the second launch. And I created a video about it right here if you want to go check it out. Tons of booked calls. And I'm not even saying booked calls is that crazy of a thing. Like you want to be able to make money even without booked calls, but every creator can eventually get to that point. But you need to instill the foundations that allow you to actually get to that point. And it's not going to just be from posting content. I promise you that. It doesn't build enough sort of foundations for somebody to want to just buy from you just because you have all this trust and all this great brand. It's not enough. The real lesson that I want you guys to take from this video: if your audience trusts you, but still is not buying, I want you to stop assuming that they do not want help. I promise you they do. They do. You just have not set up the right systems. It's just usually that one or two things is broken within the business behind your channel. It's going to be the thing that you're selling, whether you're selling something cheap, something that they don't want, something that is what they want but is delivered in the wrong way, or the path that is supposed to turn trust into a purchasing decision isn't clear. It's going to be either one of these two things. Most of the time, frankly, it's probably going to be both. From what I see in educational creators, most likely it's going to be both. Trust obviously matters. You don't get sales if people don't trust you, but that trust is not your bottleneck. People trust you. People love you. Trust alone is just not going to create conversion, because trust, yes, it's going to make people listen, but the right offer and the right system is what actually makes people buy. So you now know the real issue is usually not my audience just doesn't want to buy. It's usually that the offer is weak, the path is weak, or both, and most likely it is actually both. That's the sad, sad truth of it and the sad reality. In this video, obviously, I pointed at the bigger engine level leaks behind all of this. I already have a video where I went much deeper on this topic, and I break down each of the engines that need to actually be installed into your channel. There's four that actually allow you to unlock the real income, real time freedom, real location freedom from your educational creator business. So if you want the actual in-depth guide on how to actually implement it into your creator business, go watch the four engines behind a real creator business next, because this video obviously showed you why trust is not enough, but that video will help you understand what actually needs to be built. I'll see you guys in the next video.